woman. In other words, my brothers and my sisters, you got to hear me and understand this. Any and every single one of you got the potential to be great. The Bible says that this is a great woman of God. And then I begin to follow the historicity. I begin to strategically and tactfully trace the text. And I comprehensively and definitively begin to articulate in the vortex of my own disposition that this woman was great because of a particular reason. Someone say a reason. The reason she was great is because after studying the text, you find that a prophet would always come through town. Take it not strange when God sends men and women of God into your environment. And they didn't come to destroy you, they didn't come to hurt you, they didn't come to bring backlash and retaliation, they didn't come to speak perverse curses over you. They came to build you, to encourage you, to help facilitate your vision. They came to push you, they came to pray for you, they came to cover you, they came to undergird you, they came to stand on your side and to hold your hand. They came as a strong pillow in your life. They come as a strong tower. They come as a prophetic watchman. And so this woman had an understanding, and this is why they called her great. This is why they exalted her and celebrated her in the Bible. Even when they did not call her name, the word of God lets us know that the prophet now, he would find himself geared and drawn now and gravitated towards her geographical disposition. And he would be passing through town. Now one of the things I like about this woman, because you got to understand this, and you got to hear this well, it's some people, they don't want to support the people of God. It's some people, they don't want to embrace, they don't want to accept. They already have a hidden agenda, and they already got an underlying motive, and they believe that only them are called of God. And so what confounds them is anytime God is using somebody else. Well, I found out in my life, if you walk with God long enough, God will begin to confound you. Can I preach in here? He takes the foolish things of the world and he begins to confine the wise. I feel like preaching to a few folks, and so the Bible now lets us know that the man of God is journeying through town. Don't you know Apostle Johnson is only passing through town? A great God. And there was a great woman in the city, and the reason she was great, she went beyond the call of duty. What she did was build a room onto a house. In other words, she saw bigger and she saw there. What she saw was an extension. I feel like preaching to some of you. You got to capture this, and you got to understand this. What it means to be great. It means that you're a builder. It means that you're a facilitator. But more importantly, it means that you're willing to serve. Jesus. My Lord. And so, as I study the history of this text, comprehensively I begin to digest within the frameworks of my own intestinal fortitude. I begin to digest now, watch this, that this woman had the spirit of servanthood all over her. And what she did is she ably provided the man of God housing. She said, look here, I'm a married woman. I'm not lusting after you, I don't want you, but I see something on this man. He must be an unholy man. That's how the word of God describes him. She said within herself that this is an holy man. A worthy man. A man that walks circumspect and upright before the Lord. Now, I couldn't blame this woman. You know why? I said, God, what's going on here? God says because it's so hard to find holy people. Yes, sir. Yes, come on. It's hard to find people who don't have a hidden agenda. It's hard to find people who aren't suckers. It's hard to find people who didn't come into your life to bring turmoil and chaos and mayhem and to make everything come to chaotic ruins in your life. It's hard to find people who understand if the foundations be destroyed, then what now shall the righteous do? I feel like preaching with power in this place. And the Bible lets us know that she decided, I'm going to take my own wealth, I'm going to take my own money, I'm going to take my own earnings, and I'm going to cover the man of God. Man, somebody missed that. You don't think it hard to sow. You don't think it hard to give it to the man of God life. You don't get angry when promotion come upon his life. But that's the one who's your bishop, covering your soul, praying for your spirit, asking God to open up doors of opportunity over your life. So I understand that she carries this characteristic and this particular attribute about her. She's willing to seriously serve the man of God. Now I noticed something else that is produced in nature as a result of serving the man of God. I want you to hear me. I'm about to get out of your way. What is produced is that God would ably and capably and fruitfully and productively, oh God, someone will miss this, reward you.
My God.
And he would not reward you in secret. You got to hear this. He would begin to reward you in open.
My Lord.
So, the Bible lets us know, if you study the historical artifacts of the text, that this woman was about her own business. She was not paying attention to anybody else. She was careful, she was sober, she was sound, she was stable, she was steadfast. But the man of God took note of her. Don't you know when you serve God, we begin to take note? Oh, I feel like preaching. Somebody won't get quiet. Oh, God, you've been coming into the house. You've been employed. Your money funny and your change strange. Your credit won't let it and your checkbook won't look. You tore from the floor. You need a checkup from the neck up. You just jacked up and you think God ain't noticing you. Well, the devil is a liar. And the truth now is not within him. If you position yourself, I guarantee you, I double dare you under the sound of heaven. If you recondition your mind, if you reposition your thinking, if you begin to empower yourself and say, God, with the little that I do have, I'm going to lift up holy hands. I'm going to stand in the prophetic gap. I'm going to serve him. I'm going to honor him. I'm going to glorify him. I'm going to lift him up. I'm thinking about the book now of Luke, and my mind is on Zechariah. The Bible lets us know that Zechariah was the priest that attended the temple. I'm thinking about Zechariah. He had the spirit of servanthood, and the Bible lets us know that he served for a very, very long time. The Bible lets us know that he prayed and he tarried for a very long time. How many of you, you've been praying, you've been laboring, you've been shouting, you've been stomping, you've been magnifying, you've been lifting up your hands, you've been reaching out to heaven, you've been shouting this unto God, and nothing happened. But I came to tell you, your labor of love is not in vain. And eventually, after a while, God is going to get the glory out of your life. I came to prophesy that your church attendance is not going unnoticed. Your commitment, your ability to persevere, your perpetually engaged mentality is not going unnoticed. God is getting ready to get the glory out of your life. And the Bible lets us know that one day, while Zacharias was attending the Lord, that the angel of the Lord, that the supernatural was released in his life. There's a few of you, whether you believe it or not, whether you perceive it or not, whether you conceive it or not, whether you receive it or not, what God is getting ready to do is release the supernatural in your life. What God is getting ready to do is bring promotion. It doesn't come from the east, the west, the north, or the south, but it comes from the Most High God. And all you got to do is honor the things of God. All you got to do is stand a little bit longer, fight a little bit harder. For the race is not for the swift, and the battle is not for the strong, but for those of you who have the ability to endure. Come on, look at your neighbor and say to your neighbor, say, neighbor, can you take it? Got to get back into the text. The Word of God lets us know that God openly takes notes of her commitment, her faithfulness. God openly takes note of the passion and the desire that she has concerning now the things of God. First Lady, God is openly taking note of your attitude, of your mentality, of your disposition. God is openly taking note of the fortune, of the passion and the love and the joy that you have for God. God is openly taking note of things that is happening in your life. Watch this. The text takes on a peculiar disposition about it, because it blows my mind. It provokes me. It takes me off my mental game. It moves me out of sobriety, and it provokes me concerning the things of God, because this woman didn't ask for anything. She never asked for a reward. She never complained. She never mumbled. She never seemed frustrated. She was glad to do what she was doing.